At the beginning of this summer break from college, I set out to make $10,000 online, starting with zero startup capital. I worked toward that goal primarily by doing online research surveys, making some simple social media ads, and managing a social media account for a company. Things were going smoothly, and the way that things were picking up, I thought I'd be able to complete the challenge before I went back to school, but then I ran into a problem. Okay, not really a problem, but a few months back, I'd been messaging a recruiter for an internship that I wasn't sure if I was gonna get. And long story short, I got it. This was a 9-to-5 job on the other side of the state, and I would have to drive a total of 6 hours a week just to commute there. But it was a good opportunity to learn about the videography industry, and I didn't want to pass it up. So I said, screw it, I'll take the job, and I'll keep doing this crazy challenge to prove that you can always find new ways to make money online, regardless of the constraints that you think you have. So this is that story, probably the most ambitious thing I've ever done on this channel. Drop a like, and let's get into it. So yeah, there's a first half to this video. This is the second half. You can watch the first half if you want. You don't have to. It's really fine. So the second half of this challenge started out pretty calm. I was making $200 a week from the social media account I ran, so that was consistent money, and I figured if I kept that going, if I signed up for research surveys while I had downtime at work, and made social media ads after work and on the weekends, it would be close, but I'd still be able to make the $10,000 goal by the end of the summer, and obviously that's all money that I'm making online. I'm not including any money that I made from the 9-to-5 job. But then everything started to go wrong. So a good portion of my income came from these research studies or focus groups, online study surveys, whatever you want to call them. I've made a few videos on them. They're a great way to make some extra money, but they come in waves. So sometimes I can make $2,500 in a month, and sometimes I'm lucky if I can make $100. It depends on the time of year, what kind of studies are going on, all kinds of different things. And the result of that is that I did a few at the beginning of this video, and then they completely dried up for the next month. So I wasn't making as much from that, and then the worst part came. My most consistent gig was managing the social media accounts for this watch company. It was a great gig. It was consistent. It was great. But just a couple weeks after starting my internship, the watch company cut my pay in half. They wanted to focus more on app development. They said I could cut my time in half. I said, okay, fine. I'll still do a great job, whatever. But then a couple weeks later, I was cut off completely. So I'd lost 2 of my 3 major earners, and I was working all day. I didn't have time to be searching for new opportunities, applying to new online jobs. So I was pretty worried this challenge wouldn't work out. All I had left that I could do was double down on the social media ads that I was doing that had been doing me pretty well. So I reached out to more clients when I had the chance to. I took on some opportunities that looked more challenging than I was used to, and I hoped for the best. And that takes us to today. I just wrapped up my internship and I'm going back to school in 4 days. So this is pretty much my last chance to complete this goal of mine. And if not, I'll have to walk into Syracuse a failure. So in the last video, the first part of this challenge, about halfway through the summer, I'd made $5,623. But to be fair, $1,098 of that was from YouTube revenue, so it's a little sneaky to include, but we'll talk about that in a minute. How much did I make from this part of the challenge? Well, I really did put a lot of focus on those social media ads. They're not the most glamorous way to make money online, but they are one of the most profitable and consistent ways that I've found. So I made $1,680 from the ads that I did from listing myself on Fiverr. It's pretty nice. And then outside of that, I made $1,788 from ads that I did independently for one company that I work with a lot. And I made $380 from the ads I made for another company that I'm working with. I also figure I'd mention I started Bitcoin mining on my Dell laptop like 3 weeks ago. Made about $5 from that so far. And near the beginning of this half of the challenge, I made $871 from working for the watch company and $720 from research studies, but both of those income sources dried up towards the end. And lastly, I made $1,148 from all YouTube related income. So what's the total from this video and the last video? Well, It's $12,215. So you might be thinking, oh, why were you so concerned about reaching your goal of making 10 bands?
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Well, what I really wanted to do was to make this money all online, of course, but also not including money I make from YouTube. Because yeah, YouTube is technically an online business of mine. It's part of my strategy to make money online, but not everyone wants to be an influencer. And the goal of this challenge was to show people that they can do the same thing. So without including any of the money I made from YouTube, what's my total then? $9,969. Yeah, no, seriously, that is my total right now. You can go back and add everything up. So it's really coming down to the wire. I have 4 days left and I gotta finish this. I thought about doing DoorDash, but that's kind of cheating because it's sort of online, but you do need a car to do it. I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna hope that I get some kind of opportunity to make an ad or something like that before I go back to school in 96 hours.
24 hours later.
Okay, so something crazy just happened. I was getting bored. I didn't have a lot of work. So I went to the gym, I went to the store, I bought some Cape Cod sweet and spicy jalapeno chips. Fire chips, by the way, not sponsored, but fire chips. And I got a call from someone I worked for a really short period of time, like a year and a half ago. Turns out he has a new business he's trying to grow, and he's gonna pay me $300 per week to run the Instagram page, market it. There's a few specific things that I gotta do, but after hiring someone else out to do part of the work, that's $250 a week, and I started today, so I made about $36 profit today, meaning I have now made $10,005 just in time for the start of my junior year at Syracuse University in 72 hours. This really did come this close, and I know not everyone would say the same, but this challenge was a lot of fun for me, and I learned a lot both about the specific things I was doing and the strategies with social media and things like that, but also just about the value of setting your mind to something and sticking with it. This was a really ambitious goal, but I set it and was like, I'm just gonna do it. Leave a comment down below to let me know which of the side hustles, which of the businesses in this video you want to learn more about. I'm thinking of doing kind of a full tutorial on how to do these social media ads that have been doing me really well, because that is something that like everyone can do pretty much and is really profitable. So subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when new videos like that come out. Also, if you're trying to work for me, I'm always trying to expand, and with school starting up, I'm again gonna have a lot of time constraints. So if you have experience with business, video production, video editing, acting, social media, things like that, I don't care where in the world you live, how old you are, or if you have any degrees or anything, it's more about the skills. So DM me on Instagram and I might be able to hire you as a freelancer for some of the projects I'm working on. That's it for today. New video coming as soon as possible. I will see you then.